Struggle and grieve. Why do these moms keep talking about autism like it's a bad thing? Talking about struggling and grieving, it's not a bad thing. It's not talking about a bad thing. When you find out you have a kid with autism, and most of us find out at 18 months, after 18 months, our children regress. So you hear the doctor say these words, your kid have autism. And it's natural to grieve. Grieving is not only related to when someone dies or you lose a pet or lose a friendship. You grieve for anything that is life-changing, and autism is life-changing for parents. You do grieve. Darius regressed at 18 months. And he stopped talking. He stopped responding to your name. So there's a loss. Like, what is going on? You grieve for the child that you once had. It's just like saying if you take your child to the doctor and they tell you that they have a rare bone cancer or a rare cancer, you struggle and you grieve. But that's okay to say when your child have a disease like that. They say, oh, your child has high cholesterol, your child is diabetic. It's okay for families to struggle and grieve. But when it comes to autism, it's like, no. And you know why? Because so many higher functioning autistic people are trying to drive the wagon. I would say, let me change the words a little bit. A lot of low support needs autistic people are trying to drive the bandwagon. And so they make it, parents are saying they are crying and they are grieving and they struggling, and they are struggling. Autism is hard. Not knowing what your child is going through, not knowing if your child is feeling pain, not knowing if your child is sick, what's wrong with them. You don't know. They can't communicate things to you. You have a 15-year-old teenager that you have to pull over and change his diaper. That's hard. What, we just supposed to skip around? I got to change my 15-year-old son diaper. La, 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 la. This is hard. And then it's hard to try to get services now because we have to prove that our kids are autistic. I applied for Social Security for Darius, denied. Why? Because I have to say the right words and prove that he's autistic. Clearly, you can see that my son is autistic. But when you have people that wake up at 50 and say, well, I stim like Darius, I do that, I must be autistic. And then they go out in the world and try to get services. So it makes it harder for individuals like Darius. And then you have individuals, why you mourning? Autistic is innate, it's natural, it's genetic. You just should embrace it. But it's hard. We do embrace our children. We are proud of our children, but it's not easy when you have a high support needs and parents are struggling. We struggle every day. And why it's so hard to come out and say it? We are struggling. You just want us to be happy, skipping, twinkle, twinkle, little star. It's not that easy. We do struggle. Our kids are struggling. Oh, well, the kids struggling. Yeah, our children are struggling. But as parents, we are struggling too. You don't know why your kid is sick. They cannot tell you. You have these low support needs, autistic people. They don't understand Darius. They don't understand individuals like Darius. So they come at the moms like me. You don't understand autism. You're not autism. You know what I do understand? That my kid is having a hard time and I cannot understand him. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know why he's sick. I don't know if he has a headache. I don't know if his stomach is hurting. I don't know if I gave him some food and it's messing with him. I don't know these things. I don't know because he's not able to communicate it with me. I don't know why he doesn't want to sleep. I don't know why he's having a meltdown. We struggle along with our children. Our children struggle, but as parents, we struggle too. All parents struggle. Parents that have children that are neurotypical, they struggle and grieve for things. Say someone getting in a car accident. Your child get in a car accident and lose his leg. You struggle and you grieve for that child. Not that you lost them, but it's the fact that changes are about to come. And it's going to affect you mentally. It's mentally draining. It changes you. When you learn your child has autism, it changes you. You're not the same parent you were, because you have to be a different parent. And parents in the beginning, when they find out they do struggle, they don't know where to turn. They don't know what to do. They research online, and then they see these videos of these high functioning people, and then they feel even more lost because their kids are not like you. And then they reach out to you, you put them down. There's not one autistic person, high functioning person, or any social media that have given me any solid advice about what to do with my son. Only thing they want to do is bring down moms, the puzzle piece. That's all they talk about. I need some real information, and they cannot give it to me. We are fighting every day for resources, services. They just don't give you stuff because your kid is autistic. You have to fight for this. You have to fight for services. You have to prove your kid is autistic, and clearly they are. But you have to, because when you have this big spectrum of people that are, you have Darius, and then you have somebody that's married and driving and having ex and doing all this stuff and living this fabulous life, but sometimes they feel different, driving the bandwagon. Then you have someone like Darius. I have to fight for services for this kid. I have to prove that he's autistic. And it's a struggle. Paperwork after paperwork, application after application, getting denied. You don't understand what we're going through. Trying to get the resources, when you're younger, trying to get the speech, the OT, trying to prove that your child is autistic. And then you have comments like this: why do they talk about autism? No one said autism is a bad thing, but it's a struggle, and it's not easy, and I said it. It's not. Finding anything about your child is a struggle, and you grieve for it. You have a kid, everyone, when you have a kid, you think the world of this kid, and we still do, but you think, oh, I'm going to have a kid that's going to be a doctor, a lawyer. You have plans. But when you learn your kid has autism, it does changes. And it's hard. You have to accept it. It's a grieving process. You go through different stages, and it's okay because it's human nature. You have to accept human nature. People need to accept what is. And what is that when you find out your kid has autism, you're going to go through a grieving process, and it's okay. And it's okay to cry. You're supposed to just like, oh, my son had autism, let's go to Applebee's. It doesn't work like that. Your life is about to be different from sun up to sundown. And I said it's a struggle. And people say, so you make it look easy. I have embraced it. I have learned to meet Darius on his level, to learn him and understand him, because he's my child and I love him. But some days are hard. Some days you wish you can just lie in the bed and just like, oh my gosh, I just need to lie in the bed and process this over again and again. And he's 20. And then you think about, sometimes you flash back, you go back in time. Like, why? What happened? What happened? You still have answers. You still have answers. And then you think about the future. What is the future going to be? Oh, it's a lot. So struggling, grieving is going to come. No one just can't be happy because they found out their son or daughter has autism. It doesn't work that way. And let these parents grieve and go through it and figure it out. And they will get back. They're flexible. You're gonna be okay, but you're gonna go through some struggles, and don't let people tell you how to feel. But what you do is you learn your kid. You get them all the help that they need. You do you and be great, and don't let anybody tell you differently, because in reality, for some people, autism is just a word. Autism is our life. We breathe this. This is our life.